Hello everyone, welcome to Commercial Arithmetic class. So we are dealing with the second unit, that is ratio and proportion. So in today's class, let us see some more problems. So the 21st problem is, a sum of money is divided between A and B in the following manner. 1/6 is paid to A, 1/8 is given to B, and 5/9 of the remainder to A and the remaining to B. If A receives rupees 2420 in all, how much does B receive? So what does we understand from this question is, so there is an amount which is divided between two persons, A and B. So they said 1/6 of the money is given to A and 1/8 is given to B. And once you distribute this, whatever amount is left in that, 5/9 is given to A and the rest of the thing is given to B. So if A receives rupees 2420 in total, so how much does B receive? So let us see how to simplify this problem. So in the first step, let us consider the value of the money to be X, and then they have given A's share as to be 1/6 of the total money. So we can write it as 1/6 of X, and B's share is 1/8 of X. So therefore the total amount distributed is A's share plus B's share, which is 1/6 X plus 1/8 of X. Take the LCM and simplify. So LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. When you simplify, the total amount distributed is 7/24x. So now let us see what is the remainder. So to get the remainder, we have to subtract the total amount distributed in the total value of the money, that is 1 minus 7/24, which is nothing but 17 divided by 24x. So now what they have given is, A gets 5/9 of the remainder. So we have seen, we have obtained the value of the remainder, which is 17/24. So A gets 5/9 of it, that is 5/9 into 17/24x, which is nothing but 85/216x. So also they have given that A gets rupees 2420 in all, which means initially A gets 1/6 of the money and then he gets the 5/9 of the remainder. So add those two. So we'll get it as 1/6 of X plus 85/216x is equal to 2420. So again take the LCM of 6 and 216 and simplify. So when you simplify, you will get it as 121x divided by 216. Calculate for x. Therefore x is equal to 4320, which is nothing but your value of the money. So now they have asked us to find how much amount does B get. So to find that, what we can do is, we can subtract A's share from the value of money. So therefore 4320 minus A's share is 2420, which is nothing but 1900. Therefore B gets 1900 rupees. So just solve it step by step and it will be easy. So the next question is, the spendings of A, B and C are in proportion 4:6:3, and their income are in proportion 3:2:4. If A saves 1/3 of income, show that B and C save 1/4 of their income. So let's see the solution. So they have given the income of A, B and C, which are in proportion 3:2:4. So now let us take their income as 3x, 2x and 4x respectively. Also they have given that A saves 1/3 of his income. So 1/3 of his income is nothing but 1/3 of 3x. So 3x is income of A. So when you simplify, this 3 and this 3 will get cancelled. So therefore 1/3 of A's income is nothing but x. So now let us take M and N as to be the savings of B and C respectively. Also we know that expenditure is nothing but income minus saving. So let us find A's expenditure. So A's income is 3x and we have seen A's saving is x. So B's expenditure is 2x, which is income of B, and we have taken B's saving as M. So similarly C's expenditure is 4x minus N, where 4x is C's income and N is C's saving. So we have got expenditure of A, B and C. So next what we have to do is we have to find the proportion of their expenditure. So A's expenditure is 2x, B's expenditure is 2x minus M and C's expenditure is 4x minus N, and in the question they have given the proportion of expenditure, which is 4:3:6. So in the question they have given the proportion of their spendings, which is expenditure. So now first let us consider the first two ratios, that is consider 2x is to 2x minus M as 4:3. So once you write in the proportion, the next step would be take the product of extremes and equate it to product of means. So we get 2x into 3 is equal to 2x minus M into 4, and the next steps is just the simplification. So 2x into 3 is 6x, which is equal to 2x into 4 is 8x minus 4m. Therefore 4m is equal to 8x minus 6x and 4m is equal to 2x. Therefore m is equal to 2/4x, or m is equal to x/2. So m is equal to x/2, which is nothing but 1/4 of B's income. So in the question we have seen, they have asked to show that B and C save 1/4 of their income. So income of B is 2x. So 1/4 of B's income is nothing but x/2. So we can see m is equal to x/2. So now let us see the second case, that is for C. Now in the proportion consider these two terms, that is consider 2x is to 4x minus N as 4:6. So then multiply, take the product of extremes and equate it to product of means. So we'll get it as 2x into 6 is equal to 4x minus N into 4. Then multiply and solve for N and you'll get N as x. Again we know income of C is 4 and 1/4 of C's income is nothing but x. So therefore C saves 1/4 of his income. So we have shown the required answer. So let us see the next problem. The question is, incomes of A, B, C are in the ratio 7:9:12 and their spendings are 8:9:15. If A saves 1/4 of his income, find the ratio of their savings. So even this is an important problem. So what they have given is, they have given the ratio of income of A, B and C, which is 7:9:12, and also they have given the ratio of their expenditures, and they have given A saves 1/4 of his income. So now let us take the income as 7x, 9x and 12x respectively. So A's expenditure is 3/4 of 7x. So how we got this 3/4 is, if A saves 1/4 of his income, then whatever remains, that is 3/4. 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4, is obviously his expenditure. So you can solve it even how we had solved in the previous problem. That is, first find out 1/4 of his income is nothing but 1/4 of 7, which is 7 by 4, and then you have to subtract it. To get the expenditure, you have to subtract E from its saving. So income minus saving. Income is 7 and we got savings as 7 by 4. Therefore, we'll get it as 7 4s are 28. 28 minus 7 is 21 by 4. So we got the same answer. So you can solve in the either way. So here, if the saving is 1/4, then expenditure will be 3/4 of the income. So we got expenditure of A as 21 by 4x, and then let M and N be the savings of B and C respectively. Therefore, B's expenditure is his income minus saving. His income is 9x, so therefore 9x minus M. Similarly, for C's expenditure, C's income minus C's saving. So C's income is 12x, so therefore 12x minus N. So just like the previous problem, again let us take the proportion of their expenditure. So we got expenditure of A as 21 by 4x is to expenditure of B, which is 9x minus M, and expenditure of C is 12x minus 9 as 8:9:15, which is given in the question. So then consider the expenditure of A and B first. So 21 by 4 into x is to 9x minus M as 8:9. Then multiply the products and equate it to the product of means. So when you take the product of extremes and product of means, you will get it as 21 by 4x into 9 is equal to 9x minus M into 8. So in the similar manner, solve for the value of M, and you will get the value of M as 99x divided by 32. So now consider the proportion of A and C, which is 21 by 4x is to 12x minus 9 as 8:15. So again take the product of extremes and equate it to product of means and solve for N. So these are the simple steps. I hope you can do it. So therefore N is equal to 69 by 32x. In the question they have asked to find the ratio of their savings. So we know A saving is 1/4 of his income, which is 7x by 4, and we got the value of M and N, which is the savings of B and C. So take the LCM, and therefore the ratio of their income is 56:99:69. So this is an important problem. So let's see the next problem. The 24th problem is, the earnings of A, B, C are in the ratio 3:4:5, and their expenses are in the ratio 4:5:6. If A spends 4/5 of his earnings, then find the ratio of their savings. So in this question they have given, instead of saving, they have given the expenditure of A on his income. That is, A's expenditure is 4/5 of his earnings. So the solution for this problem is, so let us solve in the similar way. So let their income be 3x, 4x and 5x respectively. So A's expenditure is given, that is 4/5 of his income, when you multiply you'll get it as 12 by 5x. Similarly, take the savings of B and C as Mn, find the expenditure of B and C, and then take the proportion of their expenditure. So first solve for the proportion of A and B, and then take the proportion of A and C and simplify for M and N, like we had solved in the previous problem. So therefore the ratio of their savings are 3 by 5x, x, and 7 by 5x, where these two are the values of M and N, and this value we know they have given in the question the expenditure of A. To get the savings, we know that savings is income minus expenditure. So income is 3x, and we had seen the expenditure as, so for expenditure of A we had seen 4/5 of his income, which is 12 by 5. So income minus expenditure, which is 3x minus 12 by 5x, will get it as 3 by 5x. So this is the saving of A. And then find the LCM and simplify to the lowest form of the ratio. So the ratio of their saving is 3:5:7. So these type of problems are important for 5 marks. So the next question is, a worker spends 1/5 of his salary on rent, 1/7 of the balance on milk. If his expenditure on rent exceeds that on milk by rupees 1500, what is his monthly salary? So let's understand the solution step by step. So first let us consider the man's monthly salary to be as x. So what they have given us, he spends 1/5 of his salary on rent. So the expenditure on rent is 1 by 5x. And then they have said 1/7 of the balance he spends on milk. So after spending it on rent from his salary, so the remainder is 1 minus 1 by 5, which is 4 by 5 of x. That is, after spending the amount on rent, he will be remaining with 4/5 of his salary. So what they have given is, in that remainder he spends 1/7 on the milk. So we get 1 by 7 into 4 by 5x. 4 by 5x is the remainder. So therefore the expenditure on milk is 4 by 35x. So they have given that if his expenditure on rent exceeds that on milk by rupees 1500. So what does the statement mean is, his expenditure on rent, which is 1 by 5x, exceeds his expenditure on milk, which is 4x by 35 by rupees 1500. So you have to subtract if it is exceeding. So we get 1 by 5x minus 4x by 35 is equal to 1500. So then simplify and solve for x. Therefore take the LCM. So you'll get it as 7x minus 4x divided by 35 is equal to 1500. So simplify for x. X is equal to 17,500 rupees, which is his monthly salary. So the next problem is, a man property is shared among his 3 sons A, B and C. The ratio of A's share to B's share is 7:5, and B's share to C's share is also 7:5. If B receives 5,60,000 more than C, find the value of their property and share of each son. So what they have given is, the ratio of A is to B as to be 7:5, and the ratio of B is to C is 7:5. So we can convert this into a continued proportion. So how we can do is, we have to make these two values as same, that is the value of B. So how we can do is, multiply by 7 in this term and multiply by 5. So you'll get the new ratio of A is to B as 49 is to 35 and B is to C as 35 is to 25. So whatever the B value will be here, multiply it to the first term, and whatever the value of B will be here, multiply it to the second ratio. So you can balance the equation. So therefore we can write A is to B is to C as 49 is to 35 is to 25. So now let their share be 49x, 35x and 25x respectively. In the question they have given B's share to C's share is 5,60,000 more. So what does that mean? B's share minus C's share is equal to 5,60,000. So B's share is how much? 35x. So 35x minus C's share, which is 25x. So when you subtract, you'll get it as 10x is equal to 5,60,000. So therefore x is equal to 56,000. Sorry, this was 5,60,000. So you got the value of x. Now we can find out the share of individual son. Therefore A's share is 49x. We know the value of x. So 49 into 56,000. So we'll get it as 27,44,000 for A's share. Similarly for B's share, we'll get 35 into x. Substitute the value of x. So we'll get it as 19,60,000. Similarly C share would be 14 lakh. So they have also asked to find out the value of their property, which is nothing but add all the three sons' share. So therefore value of the property is 61,04,000. So the next problem is, so we had seen such problems in the second class wherein they had asked us to find out the fourth proportion. So now the question is, find the third proportion of 1 and 3. So this 1 and 3 is nothing but it is in the form of continued proportion. That is A is to B is to B, A is to B as B is to C. So whenever such type of question is asked, that is find the third proportion, what you have to do is you have to write 1, 3, 3 and then fourth term is unknown. So then you can use the rule, that is the product of mean is equal to product of extreme. So here 1 into x is equal to 3 into 3. So solve for x, therefore x is equal to 9. So this is one method. Or else whenever they have asked third proportion, we know it is in continued proportion. So the general form would be A is to B as B is to C. So when you multiply the product of means to the product of extreme, we get AC is equal to B square. So since they have asked the third proportion, here the third proportion is C. Therefore C is equal to B square divided by A. So for this problem you can directly use this formula. So here A is 1, C is to be we have to find the value of C, and B is 3. So C is equal to B square, which is 3 square. So 9 divided by 1. So you'll get the answer as 9 directly. So remember this formula. If they have asked find the third proportion, so you can use the formula C is equal to B square divided by A. So the next question is, find the mean proportion of 1 and 49. So mean proportion is nothing but you have to find out the middle term in the continued ratio, that is you have to find out the value of B. So in this formula again, when you take the product of means to the product of extreme, we get AC is equal to B square. So we have to find out the value of b. So therefore b is equal to square root of ac. A is 1 and c is 49. So therefore the mean proportion is square root of 1 into 49. So square root of 49 is 7. So this is the answer. So with this we complete the second unit, that is ratio and proportion. So by tomorrow I'll be giving you all the notes. Try to work out as many problems as you can. So in the next class we will see the next unit, that is unit 3. So that's it for today's class. Thank you.